Before we begin the video, if you haven't yet, come on down and join my Discord server. Link is down in the description. Hey guys, welcome back to the channel for my review of episode 12 of Prime Empire, Stop, Drop, and Side Scroll. The ninja enter Terra Domina, the final game zone, where they are presented with a platforming segment. Many lives are lost though, and Jay does his Fortnite dance, but eventually they make it to a loot box. Nia takes it and is given an ability very similar to Air Jitsu, and so she grabs the boys and shouts Cyclone Do, which is just freaking awesome. They make it to the top level, and one ninja must fight the boss, so Lloyd volunteers and Avatar Harumi is chosen for him. Yeah, that is really bad luck. Other options for the boss fight included Asphira, Garmadon, Clutch Powers, and even the Lightning Chicken. Lloyd struggles with his emotions, and he fails to realize that this is not the real Harumi, but just Unagami's evil simulation. Eventually though he does, and he does defeat Harumi, but dies in the process. But because of his sacrifice, Jay and Nia get the orange Kitana, and they vow to go find Unagami and make him pay. So where do we even start with this episode? I mean, there's just so much awesome stuff going on. I guess when in doubt, we'll start at the beginning. I like how this episode actually showed the ninja traveling game zones, especially since Imo Kino failed to do so. Each game zone has a very distinct feel. Terra Technica is the vibrant city, Terra Corona is basically Minecraft, and Terra Domina is super abstract. And then we actually get to the action, which is really fun. I love how Prime Empire is, in a way, interpreting real video games. The dragon fight is Minecraft, episode 9 is Just Dance, episode 11 is Mario Kart, and this episode is good old Super Mario Bros. Later in the episode we see a fighting style game, maybe like Mortal Kombat or Super Smash Bros. The platforming action was really creative, and I thought it was very fun to watch. You have a variety of different obstacles, like the bombs and the spikes and the hammers, and not to mention the level literally collapsing. These factors made for a very creative and unique action scene. Now let's talk about Air Jitsu next. The fan service in this season has just been incredible, and the brief return of Air Jitsu was just brilliantly done. I'm hoping to make a video discussing the fan service more later on, but I want to note that I think it makes the season a lot more interesting and definitely spices things up. Also, there's Nia saying Cyclone Do, which is really an iconic joke from Ninjago, and that was really clever. I think it's small details like this that make a season memorable in my opinion. But ultimately, what everyone is talking about in this episode is of course that Harumi fight. And wow, that was good. First off, spectacular soundtrack. I love the rendition of the Unagami and Harumi themes. Secondly, the dialogue is really good, especially that dialogue coming from Harumi. I really love that line where Harumi asks where Lloyd was when she needed him, because that especially connects to her character. In episode 81, she calls out Lloyd for not being able to save her family. And there's a similar thing here, except this time she is mad at Lloyd for not being able to save her. I think a lot of us were worried about how Harumi would be handled in this season, whether she would actually return or not. I mean, in Kaiju Protocol, they revived the Preeminent, so what would stop them from doing it now? Thankfully, that didn't happen, and instead they found a way to bring back Harumi without actually bringing her back. I'm also really glad they brought back the voice actor, because this scene would not have been as good as it was. This scene succeeds because it feels like Harumi, it really does, but at the same time, as we all know, it isn't actually. And so they brought back Harumi without ruining her great ending. Also, this episode serves as a wonderful setup for episode 15. Now the ninja have all 3 Kitanas, and they are more determined than ever to fight Unagami. Now, if I had just one complaint, I feel this episode could and should have done more to develop Lloyd. The fight should have shown that Lloyd was ready to move on from what happened with Harumi, and he was ready to let go of the past. Unfortunately, this just doesn't really happen, and while the fight is still great, it definitely misses an opportunity to make it even more special. Anyways, plot of this episode was good. I like that there was a good balance of action and other stuff, and there was never too much of one thing. This episode had a nice variety of stuff and good pacing too. As for characters, Avatar Harumi was executed wonderfully, and they executed that concept well. As for action, I love the platforming stuff, and I thought that was very fun to watch. Of course, we also have the Lloyd and Harumi fight, which was done well too. And lastly, we have emotion, which was excellently done, and Lloyd versus Harumi was probably the most emotional moment of the season. It is also my second favorite scene of the season, second only to Unagami's appearance in episode 8. I am very excited to give this episode the full 10 out of 10. My very first time since episode 97 in the fall. This episode had it all. It had a very emotional fight scene, and it also had good action. I don't think it gets better than this, and this is easily the best 11-minute episode we've ever had. Anyways though, thank you for watching. If you enjoyed, be sure to leave a like, subscribe, share with anyone and everyone you know. Let me know what you guys thought of episode 12, Stop, Drop, and Side Scroll, and I'll see you next time.